Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Sunday, the 16th of October 2016, and we're talking about our favourite subject, silver, or the level of Silver Eagle coin sales, to be more precise. Just a couple of months ago, we were all looking forward to witnessing a continuation in the rise in the price of silver over and above the $20 level. Even we felt that $22 to $25 was a possibility, subject to certain conditions, which were mainly political. Now, before we look at that in more detail, a little reflection of near history is important. The level of industrial demand for silver was down in 2015 compared with 2014, according to the Silver Institute. In fact, if you look at their site, you will see that in 2015, industrial demand catered for 588 million ounces, compared with 611 million ounces in 2014. Now, we banged on about this from the beginning of our channel, stating that the world growth slowdown would affect silver demand for industrial use, and it did. However, demand for coins and bars, or as we like to call it, demand for physical investment purposes, was in fact up from 236 million ounces in 2014 to 292 million ounces in 2015, more than making up the deficit created by reduced industrial demand. The net effect for the year was an overall increase in physical demand from 1,131 million ounces to 1,170 million ounces, against a slightly falling supply figure of 1,053 million ounces to 1,040 million ounces. So now let's take a look at what has happened in 2016. We're all aware that at one point the silver price has risen in dollar terms by 50% this year. Well, up to July 2016, the Silver Institute reported that, quote, investors actively accumulated silver in the first 6 months of the year, including both the physical and paper markets. Exchange-traded products holdings rose by 44.3 million ounces, or 7.2%, to a record high of 662.2 million ounces. Silver coin sales increased in the first quarter of 2016 by 29% globally. Regionally, North America has continued to be the bright spot in silver investment product demand. In the coin market, coin sales grew at double-digit paces in all the major regions: North America, Europe, Japan, Asia, Africa, and others. It did add a caveat, however, that demand for silver bars weakened during the first half of the year, mainly due to price. Okay, so where are we now, we hear you ask, and what is the relevance? Well, it's this. We previously pointed out that the two main drivers for silver and gold price increases for the latter part of this year will be the Fed's decision on interest rates and the potential and actual outcome of the US presidential election. Recent FOMC minutes reveal that the Fed came close to raising rates and that December is indeed a possibility, at around a 66% chance, according to analysts, thereby temporarily depressing silver prices. The second is the prospect of a Trump presidency, which in a previous video we have said will be good for gold and silver prices because of the uncertainty it will create in the marketplace. Bearing this in mind, what we are in fact saying is that the main driver for prices this year is more to do with speculation and investor demand as opposed to industrial demand, which we believe will remain relatively flat compared to last year. We hope you are still with us here. So, what other indication can we look at to see what is happening in the investor demand field. Well, a fair weather benchmark, though not to be totally relied on as it only represents around 4% of total physical demand, but it does represent around 16% of total coin and bar demand, are the sales of Silver Eagle coins. This chart, which we are showing now, provides up-to-date figures of such sales as produced by the US Mint. Last year, total Silver Eagle sales amounted to 47 million ounces, and the first part of this year looked as if we were heading for another record year. In fact, a commonly viewed website called silverdoctors.com produced a main headline, quote, "American Silver Eagle sales on track to set record for a fourth year in a row in 2016, unquote. And they predicted sales this year of breaching 57 million ounces. Well, as you can see from this chart, from June onwards, sales have fallen off a cliff. From nearly 6 million ounces in January to 1.6 million in September, though October does look as if a small revival is occurring. So far, according to this chart, 32.6 million ounces have been sold, with 2.5 months to go. Last year's sales for the last 3 months totaled approximately 10 million ounces, and if this is repeated this year, which would be a challenge considering silver is at least 30% higher in price, then we are likely to witness total Silver Eagle sales of around 40 million ounces. Less than in 2015, where 47 million ounces were sold, less than 2014, where 44 million were sold, and less than in 2013, where 42.6 million were sold. We now hear you screaming at us, so what? What does this suggest? Our answer is simple. We accept this is not definitive, but our conclusion is that unless Trump wins this election, or appears to be winning it, we will face for the next few months no increase in industrial demand and no major increase in investment demand for silver. Well, at least not physical. The paper markets are an entirely different scenario, thereby limiting price increases within the range we have already encountered, and possibly even a fallback to the $16 level. Admittedly, this is not totally scientific, and we do not pretend that it is. However, there is no doubt, at least in the US, the appetite for more physical silver purchases has waned considerably from the beginning of this year, and therefore a catalyst is required to reignite that interest. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumb up and share it on Twitter. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe as a free member for regular email updates and offers. Our Facebook page, which is updated daily, can be found at facebook.com/illuminatisilver. Disclaimer. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.